Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for another TV review. This is actually the pilot for a brand new series coming to CW. In my opinion, really trying to fill in that hole for what's going to come with, the Vampire Diaries leaving out. The originals will be coming back, hopefully for a 5th season in addition to that. But this is a brand new pilot called Riverdale. And Riverdale really centers around the character Archie. If you don't remember the Archie comics with Archie and with Jughead, Josie and the Pussycats, I think Veronica, Betty, all these different characters are all in one central location, or their origins started in the location of Riverdale. And this is the CW's take on it. And I was really apprehensive about it, honestly, in the beginning. I was like, man, this is going to be so dumb. This is going to be just like another filler, dramatic, full of like really sensualized situations, as well as like kind of like murder mysteries kind of stuff with a bit of an edge. And it is all of those things, but low-key, I actually did enjoy it, which is, I think, very surprising to me, because they could have easily made this really wishy-washy. They could have easily made this really kind of like, what is this? But they added additions that I didn't expect. Luke Perry plays Archie's dad. He plays a very interesting dad. He has a lot of promise. He probably has a really interesting, strong stature about him, just in how he interacted with Veronica's mom and with Archie, and just his past. I was like, he says some really interesting life lessons to Archie in such an amount of time. And not just that, Archie as a character, he's a good dude. He just don't know how to stay away from women. That's his problem. And then in addition to that, like, he's so curious that he has a lot of weight and a lot of secrets. And I think that I love the way that the show exemplified these secrets that are surrounding it. From the very opening shot and seeing these two, brother and sisters going in, I was like, what is going on? Because one of the dialogues is like, oh, he deserved that. And I was like, what are you really implying here, And then it goes full circle to Archie later on in a secret relationship that he was in, and he heard something. And if you pay attention to the show, there's a lot of clues that are going full circle, as well as what is Archie really doing. Because it's interesting that they allowed Archie to have like this love for music and poetry, but yet he's the athlete, and yet at the same exact time, like, he can be able to go and do other things. And I mean, he's very popular, and at the same time now he's trying to be on the football team. He's actually grown. But it's like he's still got the same exact problems. And then not just that, in these additional characters, Betty and Veronica, they're very opposites, but they're very interesting characters. I think that the most intriguing thing I can say about Riverdale for me is that every single character has their own special little arc. They've got something about them that's very distinct, that is very intriguing and enticing in a lot of different ways. I think with Veronica, for me, I was like, she's going to be kind of this pushover that's just going to try to steal Archie from Betty. But it's more layers to her that's going to kind of come out a little bit later on. Even like Archie made this interaction with Josie from Josie and the Pussycats. If you don't know that Valerie, one of the Pussycats, I think actually dated Archie in one of the comics. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this goes full circle. The music was actually pretty dope from Josie and the Pussycats. The way that they shot this episode is very edgy, and at the same time very sensual. So this is not like for kids at all. Like there's some stuff, some ratchetness kind of going down, and I think it's gonna definitely platform and get a little bit higher. But for an adult generation that kind of understood and knew about the Archie comics, I think they did a really good representation. I mean, even when they actually showed Jughead, I was sitting there looking for this dude just munching on hamburgers and with this random like king hat or whatever. But he's very much so the narrator of this episode in a lot of different ways. And his interaction with Archie, as supposedly being his friend, it didn't seem like there was something going on that happened. And I don't know if it's more of like, something else, like quote unquote, between relationally with them, or if it's just some real bad blood. But by the end of this episode, everything kind of goes to a head, started from where the episode began, back full circle. And I think that when I looked at Stranger Things, that was one of the things I liked about Stranger Things, is that there's always an overlying theme of what's going to happen, what's going on. And I think that a lot of times with shows like this, it could be easy to just be from episode to episode. It's just kind of two different things after each episode. But this is going to be an underlying theme for the rest, because I think that Archie has a lot more secrets than we kind of give him credit for. And at the same exact time, as well as all the people that surround him. Because I think that with Betty, in a relationship with her mom, like when she was talking about the medication that she was taking and it's how perfect she has to be. And there was this moment in the cheerleading competition where she was like gripping her fingers and it was like dents in her hands. I was like, this chick's got some serious problems. And I don't know after this episode where she's going to go from this on an emotional level. I feel like she's going to kind of start spiraling. But either way, for me to be able to soak up all these different things and want to pay attention, they are definitely doing something good. So actually, for premiere, I think they did a really good job. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. I'm actually going to check out the next episode come next week. Hopefully you enjoy my review for this. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Can't believe I'm looking at a show called Riverdale. Lord have mercy. Peace, y'all.